Full disclosure, last year I made $230,000 as a creative filmmaker and photographer. I'm a one-man band, and a lot of people have asked me, how are you able to get those clients? How are you able to have such a sustainable business? There are a lot of people out there who are better at making films, taking pictures, people who are much more creative than me. I would say that I'm just better than average on the business part of it. And so I've found that there are 10 things that I've done since I started my company that have kind of separated me from others. And one of them is that I've bought all my gear. I own all my gear, and this is a benefit to me and to my clients. So first of all, I don't have to rent. So that is a cost or an expense that I don't have. And yes, there's a lot of money going into investing it, but the more I use the gear, the more jobs that I have, the more I will benefit or profit from having that gear. So by now, I've earned much more money than I ever invested into the company. And so owning my gear is now one of the things that I'm benefiting the most from, the one thing that I'm earning the most money from, because whenever you are doing a job, you should always put the rental cost onto the budget. And by doing so, you either pay yourself or you pay someone else. Paying yourself is always better. Second of all, with owning the gear, one of the big benefits is that you are able to work with the cameras, your gear, your audio, all of it all the time. And I'm able to improve as a filmmaker whenever I want to. Another thing that I can do just because I own my gear is that I can rent this bad boy out. So in January, I made $2,500 passive income on just renting out my gear. That is business. So owning your gear is a benefit to you, it's a benefit to your clients, and it's more profitable in the long run. It's investing in yourself. Number 2, make sure that people are curious about you. I'm usually curious about other people. I ask them questions, and in most cases, people will ask questions back. And so I'm not one to brag about saying, oh, I have my own company, I do this, this, and that. But I will maybe drop small hints, and if I feel like they are interested, then I will talk. So, for instance, when I was helping a neighbor out with carrying a couch, we were walking down, this guy was struggling with his shoulder, and he was like, oh, are you guys all settled into your new apartment? And I was like, yeah, we are, but I have a lot of stuff to move in, a lot of gear. And in the back of my head, I was like, I'm saying this, he might not ask me any questions back. But if he does, that is my chance to tell him what I'm doing, and maybe he has a business that needs some videos. And what do you know? He did. He asked me, oh, what do you do? I said, I'm a filmmaker. Oh, I have a business and we might need your services, and so does my wife. And so both their businesses ended up being clients of mine. So making sure people are curious about you is not you talking about yourself, it's being curious about other people. And this needs to be genuine. Like, I'm not faking it, I'm not having a thought behind everything I do in the way of like, oh, how can I make more money? But I'm not telling them about myself before they ask. So being able to make people curious about you and your life, your work, your services, that's key. Number 3 might be given, at least it should be, and that is be kind. Kindness will lead you much further than anything else. Because if you are kind to the people you're working with, chances are they want to be kind back to you. If you have a client that you could, I'm not saying that you should do this, but that you actually called up on a day where you were really struggling with your business, saying, hey, I'm struggling, my business might go under, do you have a job for me? If you've been very kind, chances are that this client would be like, hey, you know what? You've been so kind to me and to us that obviously we will help you out now that you are struggling. But being kind is also something that will benefit you in the long run no matter what. I had a friend coming over the other day and he's been nothing but kind to me. He asked me if he could borrow some batteries. Normally, since I am making money on renting out my camera gear, I would have charged him. but I didn't even think about doing this because he's been kind. So the kindness goes a long way. And whether that is working with your clients, working with other freelancers, just be kind and your business will succeed more. And speaking of number one, owning your gear, use that gear. I was saying that one of the benefits that I have is that I can improve, get better by using my gear. And this is a point for itself. I just said it, like you can get better, but I am using that gear to create content, and this content has definitely given me jobs. All the documentary work that I've been doing has been without payment before. And by making these documentaries, I've been able to show to my clients, okay, we can do this, we can make this product, what do you think? And recently, over the last year or two, this has led me to getting paid jobs as a documentary filmmaker. And that was number 4. Now to number 5. Know your worth. So pricing yourself will always be hard, and the more of a beginner you are, the harder it is, and the less work you've done, the harder it is. But eventually you will start learning that your product is worth something. It's not the hourly rate or the days that you spend doing this, it's what they can get for it. You will not go to a store, ask them how many hours it took to make these shoes. You know that these shoes are quality shoes and that they will make you look cool and they will last you for a long time. That's the same for a video. If you know that your product is good, you know that it has a very high quality, it doesn't really matter. So knowing your worth and getting to know this worth throughout your work is important. And then be confident in the way you communicate this. Because if you know that, okay, my stuff has Netflix quality, then it doesn't really matter if you made it in 2 hours or if you made it in 10 days. So know your worth. Number 6, be visible. I made a choice when I started out as a filmmaker to be visible on all platforms. I wanted to post my work on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. I wanted to be out there. I wanted people to see that I am doing films, I am taking photos, and you can buy them. And so just posting my work, posting my success stories on here is one of the reasons why I think that it's worked out so well for me, because people are not in doubt when it comes to what I'm doing. Some people are photographers, filmmakers, and their work is not out there. You have to put yourself out there, and I know that it's scary, but being visible is imperative to succeeding as a business owner, especially when it comes to the creative field. 7. Share your experiences and success stories. I think that this is part of being visible, but the more you share of your experiences, and this is something that I really like doing on LinkedIn, sharing when things were good, so the success stories, but also when things didn't go well. So showing that you have handled success, you've handled the bad times, and things haven't always been good. It's showing that you know what you're doing. It gives you more credit to like just show these things. A lot of people think that people are able to see the success that they're having or the challenges they're having from the outside, but this is not the case. We like to portray ourselves as perfect on social media.
Stop it.
On YouTube, I might be like, oh, I had $230,000 revenue last year, but I would not tell you about how I in 2021 struggled to even have a salary. So sharing these stories will give you more credit and people will get to know you better. And also I think that by sharing your stories and sharing with other people what you've gone through, people will feel like they know you better and they will feel like you are more experienced. Number 8. Like that. 8. Don't work for free. Sometimes we have to, but I remember pretty early on making sure that clients could not approach me and say, can we have this for free? It will always cost something. And you have to remember that if $300 feels like a lot to you, you're a private person, like $300, that's nice. Oh, cool, I can go out and have a cool time out on town or buy myself this one thing. Just remember that for a business or someone who's already making money on this, $300 is nothing. So you need to kind of realize that $300 to you is a lot, $300 to them is not. And then you might be like, well, I can't even get $300. The thing is that as soon as you start doing things for free, people will start expecting that you're doing that. And you really don't want to be looked upon as that cheap person, the one that is doing everything for cheap, like for nothing. And so for me, I think that one of the biggest reasons why I can charge what I'm doing today is that I pretty early on started charging a decent amount of money. Because it's still my work and it's still my time. And so just knowing that your products are always worth money and you're just not doing yourself any favors if you are doing work for free. Unless there's like some investment idea behind it. Sometimes you might do some free work for friends because you know that it will benefit you in the long run. But in general, don't work for free. Number 9, and this is something that I'm surprised more people are not doing, and that is using contracts. Having contracts with your clients on simple jobs, big jobs, all of these things, so you make sure that you are insured. Contracts are insurance, but it's also a way for you to come off as more professional. I think that a lot of clients will look at you as more professional if you are using contracts. Why is that? It is because big companies are used to using contracts, and by signing this contract, you are committing to providing them with something good, and they are committing to using you for this. And you also have the security and insurance in case something goes wrong, in terms of like, they will still pay you if the job doesn't happen. If something happens on set, you're not responsible, all these things. And obviously when it comes to payment, if you have a contract, you're much more safe in terms of getting the payment. I did have one client once who he said, I don't really sign contracts, but my word is, it was not. His word was shit. And I could not, I was struggling for months to get him to pay me. He eventually paid, but that was just because my accountant was great. And I wish I had that contract signed because then it would have made it much easier. So contracts will make you more professional, it's a better insurance, and it will just make your life easier. And number 10, this is the most important one, so I really hope that you're sticking around, because make them remember you. Make sure that whenever you are in a room with your clients, with people, that they can't forget you. Sometimes you might be, if you're working with a big crew, there might be 40 people, and you are just 1 out of 40. How do you make sure that they still remember you? Do those things that feel natural to you. It needs to be genuine. It needs to be honest. It needs to be polite. So for me, I think it comes very natural to me to ask questions, be interested in the people. And I realized that I think this is why I have succeeded, because people, or I connect to the people, we are becoming friends. There's a reason why some of my clients would be invited to my wedding, and having this connection to them really has helped me and helped the clients to trust me more. And I don't think that they will ever forget me if they work with me, because we've done cool things together, we've had good times together, we laughed together, we had coffees together, we had food together, all these things that makes us friends. And if people don't forget you, if they remember you, they will use you again. If they don't remember you, chances are they will look for someone else. That was number 10. But a bonus tip is make sure people feel like they're a part of a winning team when they're working with you. People love to be a part of a winning team. You are a winning team if you are communicating like it. So make sure that people who are working with you feel like you are a winner. You're not the one who complains about how you don't have money to do this, you don't have clients. You need to make them believe that you are someone who's succeeding. You need to make sure that they know that you are good at what you're doing. I'm not saying lie. I'm saying be honest about your successes and don't necessarily share all the bad things that are happening right now. Bad things are good to share when they are in the past, not when they're in the present. That's my 10 tips plus the bonus tip. Hope that helped you out, and good luck with your business.